And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Weekly Coop. Give me a second here. I hope you heard that. Oh, man. I'm having a blood orange spindrift because we're in dry January season. I'm going to turn this camera down. Well, you'll turn it up a little bit. Not sure how I like it. We're going comfy today because we're starting 2025 in a new enlightened feel. And I say that because I went through a lot in 2024, if I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of tears of joy, sometimes tears of sadness, tears of frustration, some anger, some joy, some gratitude, actually a lot of gratitude. Just a lot of different things. And 2025 is going to bring more abundance than we even realize, I think. And that is potent. And I say it's potent because we have an opportunity to grow ourselves and grow the collective. I'm going to scooch you guys up a little bit. That camera quality is unreal. Looking at like 4K over here. Okay. That's better. I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this camera. And I'm sorry that I'm fidgeting a little bit. I'm just like trying to make this look a lot better. But I sound like a perfectionist right now. But anyway, back to 2025. I think there's a lot of people that have done a lot of work and a lot of healing to get to where they want to get to. And I'm going to be more intentional with what I do, but also stay grounded within myself, because the problem with a lot of groundedness is, or like wanting to stay grounded, is like you sometimes don't act, and then when you don't act on things, that's where you feel just a constant stuck feeling. And with being stuck in this reality, in this matrix that we all are trying to break out of, you need an opposing force in a way. And that opposing force was my ego, that kept pissing me off because I wanted to be great and I wanted to put myself in situations to be great. But my ego was like, don't take that risk. Don't put yourself out there. Don't send that email. Don't send that LinkedIn message. Don't post that content. Don't make that, 4-figure investment. Don't make that 5-figure investment. My ego is just telling me to not do things. And when your ego is holding you back, you'll never grow to where you want to grow. And that is an important realization, because when you don't try to grow, you're only hurting yourself, and then you're hurting the collective around you. Like, we all have to grow together, because if we don't do that, there's going to be chaos. And that's what you have to manifest into your reality. You have to manifest that abundance into your reality. But the only way to do that is to heal first the baseline issues and then heal as you grow, because you can do both at the same time. I truly believe you can grow and scale while healing yourself. It actually will benefit you, because when you're healing yourself, you're creating a safety mechanism, like in your core soul energy centers, which are your chakras. When your root is solidified, you're going to feel safe in your body, and your reality is going to manifest that, which is what we're all trying to do, right? So you have to take action today. And when I say today, like, it doesn't have to be building a business. It's just taking a small step forward, and you're just building consistent habits right now. That's what the new year is. The new year, like when you start the new year, it's not just like, oh my God, I'm going to do everything all at once. No, it's like building your actions, building your habits. Because one thing I learned about playing football in college, you like got the excitement out of the way in your first few practices, but like you had to build up to a certain point in the season. And that was like starting with um like workouts and spring practices, and then you go to the summer and you're doing workouts and you're doing like throwing with the team and like all this stuff. And then you get into fall camp and you ramp it up. And then when the season starts, you have these healthy habits to where everything is like clockwork and you're running really smoothly, and your body doesn't burn out, your mind doesn't burn out, your soul doesn't burn out. And you're constantly moving at a fast pace. But you don't think it's fast because you built slowly those habits. That's what it's all about. Like, it's waking up, it's starting to like wake up early. Maybe it's not 4 in the morning, but maybe it's like, instead of waking up at 9 o'clock, you're waking up at 7. You're doing a 2 hour jump, which means you have to go to bed earlier. You have to hydrate better. You have to eat better foods. You have to stop drinking. Like, dry January, I think, is a great start for people because it gets you in the notion of, I don't need to drink to like, be social and have fun and those things. So that's why I think dry January is an awesome concept, and I highly recommend people doing that. Exercise, starting to go to the gym. It takes 3 weeks to build a habit. So maybe instead of being like, I'm going to go to the gym every day of the week, that seems like a lofty goal. Set a goal that's tangible. 3 days a week at the gym, 4 days a week at the gym. That is great. And then the other days, if you want to just walk a few miles, that's perfectly fine. It still gets your heart rate going. You get motion, you get movement. Maybe you do yoga. Like, you don't need to fucking reinvent the wheel on your habits. You don't need to reinvent the wheel on like New Year's resolutions, because I'm not a huge New Year's resolutions guy. Really, it's just like building small steps. So when you get to Q2 and Q3 of next year, or this year, I should say, you're already in go mode, and like you're able to go and you're able to really speed up, but it doesn't feel like you're speeding up because you built up those healthy habits slowly but surely. And you take rest. You take enough rest to rejuvenate your body and your mind for the week. You do that 1 day a week, and you connect with your inner child. And yeah, you got to be gentle with yourself while pursuing your dreams at the same time. And one thing I love about 2025, it's the year of completion. And what you're completing is your trauma cycles, relationship cycles, relationships with friends, family, significant other. Maybe it's your singleness. There's a lot that you're completing this year as a 9 year in numerology. And my only piece of advice is to, if you see the end of something you thought was your whole identity construct, grieve it, but don't get hung up on it, because you're completing a part of your life. You're completing a chapter that's going to take you to another level. Like, if you get let go from your job this year, and you thought that was the end all be all, you thought that that was your identity, don't grieve it. maybe grieve it for a day or two, but find something better. And it's not going to be maybe something you thought was going to make you happy. You know what I mean? Like, you got to find, ooh, almost spilled that. You got to find your happiness within yourself. And maybe it's starting a business, maybe it's taking a job into something that you really are passionate about. Um, and just being able to move into that full alignment of yourself that God always intended for you and you were just ignoring for the past few years. You know what I mean? That's what the whole human experience is for. I mean, heck, with this podcast, I almost gave it up. I was thinking about shutting it down, you know, not paying it forward, not doing interviews anymore. Like, I was really thinking about just cutting. I was really thinking about quitting this year, but having a couple interviews with some people and talking to people and maybe outsourcing things to maybe some co-hosts. There's it's more than just about me coming up here and talking. I don't need to talk for 30 minutes to an hour. I don't need to do that anymore. I think what I can do is I can really give you good perspective 20 minutes a week. Like, I can give you some high level stuff because my Instagram already has high level content, but I really do think, like, if I only talk for 15 minutes, that is going to be more than enough. If I talk for 20 minutes, that's more than enough. If I talk for 3 hours, you might get annoyed. But that's more than enough. And yeah, I'm just I'm not taking everything so seriously. Like, I'm going to dance on Instagram when I have like these high level concepts or even simple concepts. But I'm going to dance. I'm going to be flirty. Like, I'm going to be Coop, and I got a kids book coming out this year. I got a big public speaking talk in the fall. I can't say what it is yet. But I will eventually. And what else? I got my business, fully launched. I got clients on an hourly basis right now. I got some passive income streams coming down the pipeline. I got the community. I have these opportunities, and I'm just being patient with it and just having fun with it, because if you don't have fun with life, it doesn't matter how rich you get. Like, if you don't have fun with life, it's not going to mean anything to you. You got to be a kid sometimes. You got to goof around, you know what I mean? You got to have that zest. And no matter where I end up in this world, no matter who I end up with, I'm always going to be home, because I am home. I'm home within myself. Uh, if you aren't if you are not whole with yourself, no matter where you are, you're always going to feel missing. You're always going to feel sad. You're always going to feel inadequate because you're not loving yourself. And I know some of you are going to hate that, but you're not whole because you don't love yourself enough. I would know because I was there. I didn't love myself, and I was people pleasing all the time, and I was trying to make people love me. I was trying to get people to, basically validate me, and I got lost. And being lost in that was tough. And in order to get rid of that, I had to go deep within my wounds, deep within the traumas, and heal those. And in doing so, I have been rewarded. Not because you deserve a reward when you work on yourself. It's because the more you find yourself, the more authentic you become. And the more authentic you become, the more people you attract. And the more people you attract, the more opportunities come to fruition from that. That is why you do the work, not just externally, but internally. You can post 3 videos a day. You can do as many ice baths as you want. You can go to the gym for as many hours a day as you want. But if you ain't doing the hard shit, which the hard shit is actually going deep into your wounds and hugging those wounds and actually being gentle with yourself, that's where real growth comes from. It doesn't come from getting Lamborghinis and even just meditating for 30 minutes a day. Do it with intention. Do it with purpose. And that purpose is to grow yourself and heal yourself, because you're the source. And until you realize that you're the source, you're not going to get as far as you want to in this world. No codependent relationships. I had plenty of those. And look where that got me. It got me broke, depressed, full of addictions. Now I'm abundant, full of love, full of friends, full of life, because I did that internal work. So welcome to 2025. You're completing all your dumb shit that you did in the past. Your karmic year is over. Now you're completing. And now you're moving forward. So when we start 2026, which is a 0, which is 10, 2 plus 2 plus 6 is 10, that's 0. That is new beginnings. You're going to complete things this year. Don't be sad. Be excited. Your time is coming, whether you like it or not. Whether you're ready or not, you're going to get called forward. And when you do get called forward, what's going to happen? I love you guys. I'm excited to grow with you. I'm excited to show you my vulnerable sides even more than last year. I'm going to show you the times where I've messed up and the times where I don't feel great. And I'm going to let you know why I don't feel great. And I'm going to let you know why I have sometimes just angry thoughts. I am full of light and love, but sometimes you got to let the mean streak out a little bit, you know? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm at 20 minutes, pretty much done. So cheers to dry January. I will be seeing you in the next episode.